Hello everyone, it's me, Alan Tropa. Today I will be doing a Fire Emblem 7 boss recruitment tier list. Um, it will be different from my usual content, since normally I just upload like clips and stuff of the boss quotes, and this video will also not be scripted, so I'm gonna stumble over my words a lot and end up maybe confusing myself, so expect that likely. But yeah, I will be ranking all of these units based on their viability on recruiting them and yeah, their combat worth. Uh, I have them. These are all the units I have not used so far. They're all in F tier, simply because I don't know their unit viability. These are all the units in general. Uh, so the the rulings for this rankings is based on how they perform as a unit. Their uh, when you can use them in the game, and I'll also be assuming you are using this on Hector hard mode due to the fact that on Hector hard mode they gain what's the hard mode bonuses since the yeah. So in hard mode, a lot of these units will be much more viable than in normal mode. In normal mode, most of the paladins are not very good. It should also be noted I have only actually played with basically all of these units only once. I've played with Wire so far 3 times, and I've played with like maybe a couple units twice, but I'm no expert on these units. A couple times I might have been stat screwed or RNG blessed, but yeah, I'm no expert on these units. Because of that, I have the bases pulled up in case I'll need them, and the growths also pulled up in case I'll need them. Let me just pull them up because I accidentally closed the tab apparently. Fire Emblem 7. But yeah, I'll have these pulled up so that way I can judge their bases and all that jazz. So yeah, let's go on to the first character. First character. Zoldam. Zoldam kind of performs like a better Kenneth in a way. He has better growths, but he has worse stats if I remember correct. No, wait, no. He has better stats, but he has worse growths than Kenneth. So because of that, he performs as a sort of base, like I guess a Jagan sort of druid, I'd say. A more Jaganish version. However, his growths aren't bad still. Like, let me find them real quick. Zoldam. Yeah, he's got 60% HP. Good. 35% strength. It's all right. It's not amazing. 70% skill, 30% speed, 10% defense, 25% res, and 50 luck. The speed is a slight issue you'll find with him, but it's not huge. He's already got good enough stats, so I think it's fine. He's got like 12 base speed, and that's just he's already unpromoted, so he's gonna gain like maybe 3 or 2. I don't remember the promotion bonuses on druids, and he starts off with 15 strength as well, so he's got pretty good bases. He's definitely not bad even with these facts. So I'd say he's definitely an A tier unit. He'll carry you throughout most of the beginning of the game because druids are very good classes due to the fact that they have the ability to use dark magic, which isn't amazing. Dark magic isn't really that good. However, having flux is nice, and also he can use the healing staves, which is nice since an extra healer is always nice. So yeah, definitely A tier. I'd say he does slightly fall off the later you get through the game, but he's still very good in late game. He's just not as good as Kenneth's late game, which isn't that huge of an issue. Eric. I'd say he's probably the best paladin in this romhack, not including some of the bases. Like, I think Sane and maybe Kent are better if you do Lin mode. This tier list will also be assuming you do Lin mode due to the fact that some of the units you have to go through Lin mode in order to recruit them. So it will be assuming Lin mode playthrough first. But yeah, uh, Eric is pretty good. He's got pretty good bases. I don't think they're amazing, but they're definitely Let me check them out real quick. Eric. Yeah, he's got 9 base strength, which he comes really early in the game. Like, I'd say right before the beginning of a mid game. So he has that from these. He's got 11 base skill. It's pretty good. 9 speed, good. It's like I think he might get doubled by like some of the faster units, but he mostly won't get doubled, and he'll do some doubling on slower units. And yeah, it's pretty good speed, pretty good strength. Uh, Luck, alright. Defense, pretty good. He's just overall a pretty balanced unit. Ignoring the HP, he's got pretty high HP, which is nice, so he's fairly sturdy. His growths are also pretty good, with him having a 35% strength growth, which isn't amazing, but it's decent enough. There, and a 45% skill growth, which is good. He means he'll be accurate. He's already got high enough skill, though, so it doesn't matter a ton. 30% speed, which is reliable enough. 25% defense. He won't be that much defensive, but he'll still occasionally get a level. And 50% luck. Overall, I'd say he's a better low-in because of him having better bases and growths in my mind. Actually, let me check low-in. I may be wrong about this. I felt like he outperformed low-in when he usually does, but I don't really like low-in that much, so that might be why. I'm clouded by bias or something. Yeah, I'd say Eric is better than Lowen. It's not a huge thing, but I definitely would say he's typically better. And he ends up being pretty reliable in the late game due to the fact that he is a 8 range paladin with 1-2 range. So it's definitely good. I wouldn't say he's S tier, but yeah. Cameron. I think his name is Cameron. I might be wrong about him. Oh no, it's Todor. I'm thinking of somebody else. Todor. He's good. He is actually, I'd say, a Jagan. He only has 2 levels though, so no, he has 3 levels. Sorry. He starts off with really good bases. Yeah, he starts out. You get him like pretty early in this game and in this hack, and you don't have to worry about actually getting to the chapter due to the fact that you just automatically get it in the hack. So that's nice. It makes him much easier to use him. He has 19 base magic, which is good, really good for this portion of the game. 17 skill, pretty good. He's slightly lacking in speed, so later in the game he might get doubled. I'm pretty sure his speed growth isn't that high as well. Yeah, it's decent, but you'll probably get speed level ups, at least 1, but you can't exactly depend on it. His growths, like I said earlier, are amazing, but he's only got 3 levels to use them. So he's got 240 HP, he'll definitely at least get 2 HP, 200 strength, so he'll likely cap strength, I believe. 140 skill, 40 speed, 30 defense, 35 res, and 100 luck. You can also talk to Nono in Battle Before Dawn, but that doesn't matter that much. It's just a nice little thing. Makes Battle Before Dawn slightly easier. I'd say he's A tier, because he does fall off like late game, but he's still not bad. He pretty much makes the beginning game, early game, a cakewalk. The mid game pretty easy because he's a very high magic dark mage with slightly lower speed who can still double like most of the units due to the fact that it's early in middle game and has healing ability. What's his weapon ranks? He's got A rank in Dark and E rank in Staff, so they're certainly not bad. He can get the Staff rank up, and the A rank meaning he'll be able to use most Dark Tomes, which don't really matter a lot since Nosferatu isn't amazing. It has its niches sometimes, but it's still not very good, and Luna isn't amazing besides in the end game. It is good because he's got such high magic, so he can use it on some bosses, but most of the time just using Flux will be better. Busan. This is a case of I don't know exactly where to put him because of his recruitment. If it wasn't so hard to recruit him, I'd say he's S tier because of his bases being pretty damn good and his gross also being pretty damn good. Like, let me just find him real quick. He has 12 strength, 11 speed, and like 7 defense. All these stats are pretty damn good, especially when you consider this is early game. Like, Busan also has some really good growth rates. Like, he has a 80% HP growth rate, that's good. 45% strength, so you're pretty reliably gonna get strength. 45% skill, 35 speed, which it's slightly an issue, but not that much. It's still a good growth, especially considering his base speed is 11, so he's gonna have pretty high speed. 30 defense, it's alright. He's got 7 defense, which is on the lesser side, but it's still a good defense growth, so he'll still be fine. It's just not amazing. You won't be able to rely on his defenses that much. 15 res and 35% luck. So, I definitely would, if we weren't including his recruitment and actually getting to him, I'd say he's better than Todor, maybe better than Eric, but because we have to include it, I'd say he'd be at the top of B tier because recruiting him is fairly hard since you have to get your Lord up to the like upper left corner of his map, the Merlinus chapter, and it's not exactly easy to do that. So because of that, I'd say he ends up in B tier, but he's a very high B tier unit because he ends up being a very good unit due to the fact that he's a hero, so he has 1-2 range like Todor and all these characters. He can easily kill a lot of units, especially with his high strength and speed, and he's just overall very effective with axe and sword rank. Next we'll move on to, I think what's his name? Good bases, I think? Let me check them out. Like, they're like, he's got high strength, I remember that at least. He's got 11 base strength, and this is like chapter 2 of the game. So that's pretty good. He's got 6 base speed. It's not amazing. I think it's like Dorcas levels of speed. Let me actually check. I think that's Dorcas levels. I'm not sure. Dorcas might have like a bit more speed or a bit less speed. Where's Dorcas? Dorcas. He's got 6 speed. So he's got good speed. He can reliably double a couple of the really early game units, and yeah, won't get doubled by the others. So yeah, that's good enough speed. He actually has a high speed growth rate, as a matter of fact. Let me find it. Oh, no, it's not that high. I just got lucky. It's definitely good, though. Like, 35 speed growth is good. He's also got high strength growth, 55. His skill growth is you might get unlucky with that. He also has 4 skill. Oh wait, no, 6 skill, sorry. Which is, yeah, good. Also, he has a steel axe, so that'll weigh him down. Well, no, it won't weigh him down. It'll just make him less accurate. Of course, he'll also hit like a truck, though. He already does in general, but now he'll just especially hit like a truck with that 14 strength. So I'd say he definitely is up there. He also has axes, which just means he has 1-2 range. He gains bows on promotion, which isn't that good, but it's still nice. I might put Todor up, honestly, because he does carry the early and middle game pretty hard, and he's still good in the end game, just, you know, not super good. I'd say he's probably better than Eric, in my opinion, because of how much he hits like a truck, and he still isn't that inaccurate. He just, you know, might have a few shaky hit rates, and he'll still be decently fast. So that's not a bad speed growth. Like, let me check. I think that's like Bartre's speed, and Bartre has like 3 base speed, so it's pretty damn good of a growth rate. Like, let me actually check. Bartre. Where is Bartre? Right there. Damn it. Yeah, he's got 40% speed growth. So that's still pretty damn close, and it's a pretty damn good speed growth. So I definitely say he is a good unit. Glass. Glass is a glass cannon. However, he's a Lin mode unit, so he's pretty easy to train up, I'd say, because it's Lin mode, all the enemies are trash. And when you get him in Hector mode, he is good. He doesn't have hard mode bonuses, which is a issue because Lin mode doesn't give out hard mode bonuses. But it's kind of fine, because by that point, typically, when you train him up, he'll be like level 12 or 13. So you can also pretty early promote him, which I guess I recommend. I'm not sure if I would. Let me see what his growths are again. 80%. No, oh wait, no, that's Miguel. 65% HP, 55 strength, 65 skill, 60 speed, 20 defense, 10 resistance. So he is definitely a glass cannon. He will have some decent dodge. I'd consider him an A tier, but I don't like how little defense he has, so that might be an issue. But he'll definitely be able to hit like a truck and kill a lot of units. I'm not going to put him above Eric just because Eric has 8 mobility. Meanwhile, Busan is stuck as a hero, which hero is still a good class for sure, especially because it also still has sword and axe rank. It's just, it doesn't have as much con or move, which con might be an issue. I don't remember if con was an issue. I can't remember how much con he ends up having, but yeah. You also have to recruit him in Noble Lady of Kalen, which it isn't that hard. Re-recruiting the units that you get from Lin mode typically isn't that hard, unless they were like really good and Lin is super weak or something. But yeah, typically not much of an issue to recruit him. He's definitely a good unit. I'd say the later in the game it becomes a bit worrisome to use him because he can easily still die to like fucking everything. So like, if any 2 units hit him, he might be fucked, but minus that, I definitely still say he's a good unit. Just, you gotta be careful with him. Ursula. Yeah, she's really good. Don't know what to say. You get her really late, though. Like, you get her in Battle Before Dawn, which I think you still got, like, a decent amount of chapters left. Like, how many... Let me Google Battle Before Dawn. That's chapter... Okay, yeah. I don't know exactly. Okay, chapter 28. You got, like, 4 chapters, I think? Because I think the game ends on, like, chapter 32. 29, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, 4 chapters. So, well, also, you gotta include the bonus chapters. So, yeah. She's good, I'd say for sure. She has the fact, you can easily, oh yeah, I forgot to include the inventories in some of these guys, but I guess some of these guys, they don't matter that much. He comes with Eclipse, that changes nothing, Eclipse is inaccurate as hell, so yeah, that doesn't matter. Ursula comes with Bolting, which, Bolting's good, I guess. It's not amazing. I'll talk a lot about it when I get to Ion, because he starts off with Bolting and you get him fairly early in the game. Ursula, what's her bases? She's got really good bases, so that's an advantage. Her growth rates are really shabby, though. Oh yeah, she's up here. She starts off with 25 base strength. I think that's capped strength, so you don't have to worry much about that. Her strength growth is useless, basically, because it's already capped. 23 skill, 24 speed, 0 luck, which is... Oh, wait, that's the wrong stats. Oof. Okay, yeah, 20 strength. Yeah. That's still really good, especially because she's a Valkyrie. She's got 8 range, she's got A rank, anima, and B rank staves, so she can easily use staves, and she can use most anima magic, which is excellent. She has 24 speed. She can double most units. She might cap speed. She's got 25% speed growth. It's not very likely because she also has only 5 levels, but it's still possible. I just wouldn't bet on it. But yeah, the main issue with her just is the fact that where she is on the map and how good of a unit she is. Because you'd have to get to her with your lords, and like, getting Hector to her is not easy, especially because she's also guarded by like 50 billion swordsmen. So if she wasn't so hard to get, I'd put her in A tier and maybe put her above Glass, because she does make the final bit of the game a lot easier, because uh, she's a really good attacking unit who can also heal units really easily and has 8 range, and also comes with bolting, which is, bolting's not amazing, but it's still nice, and you can pretty easily get the bolting. It might only have like 3 uses left, but that's still a 3-use bolting, which you can occasionally use to down an enemy or two, which is nice, because sometimes you might not be able to kill a unit, and being able to do that is nice. So I'll put her in really high B tier. If she was available for more chapters, I think I'd also might move her up to A tier, but because she's only available for like 4 or 5 chapters, I don't feel like she should be any higher than B tier. Iron. Now, I'm going to put him up in A tier just because of his availability, and he also has bolting at the very start. However, because of when you get him, you can use it for a lot more chapters, and because of that, you can end up using it much more effectively than with Ursula, where you only have like a couple more chapters, and I don't really see very many effective ways of using it. And in general, Iron also just has really good bases, especially because you get him, I'd say like very beginning of mid game or like after the mid game. So he starts off with 14 base magic, 11 skill, 13 speed, 9 luck, 6 defense, 18 res, 7 con, and 6 move. So he's got pretty good strength. It's not amazing, but he also has a pretty good strength growth rate, of 70, so he's pretty reliably going to get it. Skill growth rate of 45, so he'll be pretty accurate as well. 15% speed, he will not have much speed. However, it's good enough because 13 speed is pretty good, so he won't get doubled by most units for like a while, and when he does, it'll be like end game, and he won't get doubled by all units. It would be a mixed bag with him getting doubled or doubling. He can double some of the slower units, but I imagine he won't do very much doubling. And he's level 4 as well, so there still is a chance he might get a level or 2 in speed, which he doesn't need that much speed to prevent himself from getting doubled late game. He also has a 5% defense growth, so he's not going to get any tankier, basically, than 6 defense, which is a slight issue. However, because he's 1-2 range, you can mostly just keep him behind your army. He can do some attacking and be aggressive, however, I don't recommend it. He does have 18 res, which is pretty damn good. He's got 25... Is that Iron or Uhai? Okay, yeah. He's got 25% res, so that's decent enough. He probably will he'll have pretty high res by the end of the game, but yeah. 7 con, he won't get weighed down by I think most tomes. I don't know the exact weight of the tomes. 6 move, yeah. He's definitely a good unit. He'll also have a decently high HP growth, so he'll probably become even more tankier at least HP. So yeah, I'd consider him an A tier. I'd say he's better than Glass. I'm gonna move him Eric above Zengan, because, yeah, just having the movement is so much better, and he's still a pretty good unit. Like, he has good bases, good growths, he can promote pretty quickly, so, yeah. He also comes with the Horse Slayer, I forgot to mention. It's not much. It's a Horse Slayer. In, like, every other mode, he has the Silver Lance, which I'd say is significantly better, but because we're going with Hector mode, he has that. I consider him better than them, because he also has good enough bases to where he can do a lot of damage and can help you a lot during the early game, because he also still has that staff rank, which, yeah, it's E, but he can still use the heal staff, and eventually, if you really want, he can use some of the other more high rank staff uses. So yeah, definitely a good unit, has his advantages, is very versatile. Yeah, comes with bolting, so you can use it in the later chapters. I typically had used it basically used all of bolting in Todor's chapter. However, I can see the bolting being very useful. Kenneth. Kenneth is, I'd say, the best special unit in the game to promote. By special, I mean like Linus, Lloyd, and those units, like Uhai. Uh, Mostly because he is a bishop, which there isn't really any actual bishops in this game besides Linus. Not Linus. What's his name? Uh, Besides Lucius, who I never use Lucius. There isn't actually another bishop you can really use besides Renault, and that's like the final chapter. So he's pretty much the only light user you're going to use if you're not using Lucius. I mean, bishop user. If you're using Sarah, then you can use her, I guess. Then yeah, you'll have access to her. He's got pretty good bases. 21 base strength. That's really high magic. 17 skill, pretty accurate. 14 speed. It's on the lesser side at this point in the game. It's like it's late, but I wouldn't say it's that late. I think it's the chapter before Battle Before Dawn, so you won't have him for that much longer in the game, but I think yeah, still has decent availability. 6 luck, 9 defense, 23 res. You can take most magical hits yeah, pretty easily. Let me check his base, his gross. Kenneth. 55 HP, so we'll gain more. 40 strength, so he's likely to max out strength. Let me actually check his levels. Yeah, he's got 7 more levels. He's good. 20 skill, 15 speed. He's not likely to get much more speed. He's still got 7 levels, so it is possible he'll get another in speed, but it's very unlikely. 5 defense, it's unlikely he'll get any more defense than that. It's fine. I'd say he would do better with more, but I guess it works. 30 res, he'll probably cap res, or he might if he gets lucky. And 15 luck, so I'd definitely say he's a good unit. He does come with Purge if you get to him fast enough, but it's very unlikely since he'll probably use all of Purge. It doesn't matter that much. Purge isn't that good. I'd say it's just lesser bolting. The real reason I'd say he's really good, minus his stats just being really good, is he comes with A rank in light and A rank in staff, making him pretty much easily able to use the warp staff or pretty much any of the staves in the game, which the warp staff isn't that important in this game, but it's still nice. It makes some of the chapters much easier, and having a guy who can easily use it and have very good stats is just nice. If Renault came in a lot earlier, he'd be a much better unit, and that's how I view him. He's essentially just a sort of better version of Renault if you came earlier. I don't think this is a very good comparison, but I've made it, so I'm going to stick to my guns. He's a really good unit. He's got good bases. His growths are decent. They aren't amazing. That 40% strength growth is really good, though, and the 30 res doesn't matter that much. The 20 skill, 55 HP, he can become a bit more bulky even with the low defense. HP doesn't matter that much, but still nice. So yeah, A tier, consider him, I'm going to say he's at the bottom of A tier, despite how much I like him and how much I think he is probably the best one of the recruitable characters, besides maybe Uhai. Uhai might get up there because he's like a second Jagan. This is Maxime. Yeah, he's B tier. I'm gonna put him above Ursula because he's a lot easier to recruit, but he still has some issues in recruiting him. He's got like, let me check his stats. I know they're really good because in Hector hard mode he just kinda whooped me when I was trying to get the quotes. Maxime. Oh. Oh, okay, no, it's fine. Hollywood hard mode equipment. 62 base HP, really high HP, which just makes him really bulky. It doesn't do that much, but it's nice, especially because he's got 12 defense, which isn't amazing, but That's still pretty good when you look at his 62 base HP, so he can easily take most hits, and also has 22 strength, 19 skill, and 18 speed. He's much better than I thought he was. Yeah, no, he's A tier. Like, I'd say he's better than Kenneth, but Glass is around for all of the game, so that's a kind of... These guys, basically, the main reason they're so high is because they're around for so much of the game, while these guys are kind of, minus Busan, forced down here because of their availability. But they're still really good units, it's just their availability kind of sucks. And Maxime is an extreme case of this, where he's so good, but he's not really available for most of the game, and you get him in the middle of battle before dawn. So he's not amazing. He's still really good, though. He's a bit lacking in defense, but he's still got that 62 HP to make up for it. His weapon ranks are a bit eh. He's got A lances, so he can easily use javelins, so it doesn't matter too much that he has D in sword and E in axes, but it would have been nice if the sword rank is maybe like C and axe rank like D or something, but it doesn't matter that much. He's got 11 con. He'll get weighed down by some of the heavier lances and stuff, but it doesn't matter too much. He's still got 18 speed, which is pretty damn good. And what are his growths? I think they're pretty good. Yeah, they're good. 75% HP, 45% strength, so that's really good. 50% skill and 50% speed. So he's... Oh, wait, that's Cameron. Shit. Maxime. 70% HP. He's going to get even more HP if he has the ability to. 30% strength, so he might not get any... He's likely to get more strength, I mean. How many levels he's got? Yeah, he's got 14 levels. He's likely to get more strength. 25% skill, 25% speed, 20% defense, 30% res, and 1 luck. He also receives auto levels in addition to his hard mode bonuses on Eliwood hard mode and Hector hard mode. I don't know what that means, but he does. So I'm going to assume, I'm just going to ignore that and pretend he's the exact same. But yeah, wait. Oh, that's... Yeah, okay, yeah, that is him. Yeah, so he's still really good. Even with his growths. They're a bit shaky, I'd say, but they're still good. So, yeah, definitely up in A tier. I won't put him any higher than this, just because these units, I'd say, outclass him with the availability. Linus. B tier. I might put him above Busan. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm putting him below Ursula, actually. His availability. You get him in Cog of Destiny, you only have him for, like, 3 chapters, I think? Like, you don't have him for very long. What's the chapter of... where you get Linus, or you fight Linus? Yeah, you only have him for, like, 4 chapters, right? Okay, yeah, then 5 chapters, yeah. 5 chapters for Ursula doesn't change much. He still isn't very good. I mean, well, no, he's good. I mean, just because of the availability, he doesn't have that much time. His bases are amazing, if I remember correctly. He's, like, just starts off with capped out strength, which is nice, because he means he can easily one-shot most units, or at least will be able to when he doubles them, which he has 16 speed, he'll reliably double most units. Maybe some of the, like, really fast ones he won't be able to, but those units will basically only be bosses and such. His defense, I think, defenses were also pretty good. Yeah, he starts off with 25% strength, capped, 22 skill, 16 speed, 14 defense, 20 defense, so he's something of a tank, and like 16 res, 14 con, and 6 move. His stats are good. He's only got 2 levels to use his growth rates on, but to be fair, they're just not good. Like, okay, 55% HP, that's good. 40% strength, that would be good if he didn't start off with cap strength, but alright. 35% skill, yeah, I guess that's nice. He doesn't need that much skill that badly, but alright. He more needs speed, 10% speed. Yeah, nah. Speed is, I'd say, the stat he needs the most. He's fine with, he doesn't need speed that much, but it'd just be nice if he had a bigger speed growth. It's fine, though. He's still really good. 15 defense, which, yeah, it'd be nice to have a bigger defense growth, but that's just because defense is just, in my opinion, one of the best stats in the game. 5% res, yeah, that's good enough. 16 res is definitely good enough. 20 luck, yeah, luck doesn't matter that much as long as you have a decent amount, and he's got a decent amount. So, he's definitely a good unit. I can't put him too high, though, because of how little amount of chapters he's available in, and he still doesn't feel that necessarily good. Like, I'd maybe put him up there if the speed was high. If the speed was higher, I'd definitely put him as, like, an A tier. Maybe if he was, like... Nah, I couldn't put him above with any of that. He starts off with a light brand, which... I guess that's nice. The light brand isn't really that good, but it's, like, it's a 1-2 range sword. That's nice. He has axe strength, so there's no reason not to use, like, the hand axe or something, because the light brand, once again, isn't that good. I mean, it's good if you're a sword-locked unit, so you could give it to somebody else, but, yeah. He also has the Iron Ruin, but he drops it, so I'm not really going to count that to him, because he already would have given it to you, or you could have just stolen it from him, so, once again, I wouldn't really say that's much that gives him very much. So yeah, let's move on to the next unit, Eubans. I would consider him the best paladin in the game, but after looking at Maxime's bases, because I recruited Maxime originally in Eliwood mode, actually. I think, yeah, when I first played the game, it was one of the first units I recruited due to reasons. And in Eliwood mode, he doesn't have as good bases. But yeah, I'd probably say Eubans is definitely up there. I'd put him above Kenneth. He actually technically has worse bases than Uhai, but Uhai's bases are not bad. Like, Uhai, like, they're only, like, I think barely worse than Uhai. Like, let me look at his bases. Kenneth. Eubans, I mean. Same thing, Kenneth Eubans. 15% strength. Not 15, I mean, yeah, 15 base strength. It's not good. It works, though. For this point in the game, you get him, like, semi-late. You get him, like, yeah, you get him on chapter 15. So, you still have a lot of the game left. It's the middle of the game, basically. Oh. Never mind. I don't know what chapter he's in. Damn, what chapter does he appear in? I mean, like, actually fights in. Alright, I'll assume he appears in, like, chapter 23 or something. Because it's not showing what actual chapter he appears in. Or, I mean, like, fights in. So, yeah. I'm going to assume he has around, like, I think he appears, like, a couple, like, a chapter or two before Kenneth. So he has better availability. No, because I remember you fight, like, you end up fighting, Lloyd, like, a chapter or two later. So I'll assume he appears in chapter 21 or 22. So he definitely he appears mid-game. His availability is alright. These stats are still very workable. They're a bit, like, you know, but they're decent enough. Like, you get, like, I think that same chapter, you get Isadora, and I'm pretty sure his stats are better than Isadora's. Let me check it out, actually. I'd at least consider Isadora, where the hell is Isadora? Right there, okay. Yeah. He's got more strength, one less skill, a lot less speed, which I'll give Isadora that. 5 luck, yeah. The only real thing he has, that Isadora has is more speed, which with Eubans it does end up being a slight issue. However, his growths are pretty damn good actually, which is why I think he was one of the best. Why I played through it, I thought he was one of the best because his 40% speed growth is pretty reliable. He's going to have pretty high speed by the end of the game, which the end of the game doesn't matter that much, but once you give him a couple levels, and he is pretty, like, he's level 6, so it will take a bit more feeding him EXP because he's promoted, and, but yeah, you still won't have to give him that many levels, because his speed growth is really good. Also 50% strength growth, so you can easily get that strength up higher, which 15 strength is already pretty damn good, but having it be even higher is just amazing. 15 defense, he's not getting any more tanky, which is kind of fine. 13 defense is good enough. 20% res, 15 res is definitely good enough, so it's fine. He has 11 con, which means, yeah, he'll get weighed down by some of the heavier lances, but he won't get weighed down by a javelin, which is all that really matters. He starts off with a spear. The spear doesn't really matter much in this game. It has 15 uses, and often you'll typically just want to end up using javelins because of the extra uses really comes in. And extra damage, often I find, doesn't really matter that much when I'm just trying to at least kill or whittle down as many units as possible, so that way I can easily kill them on perhaps my turn, or they'll kill themselves on their turn. So yeah, the spear doesn't really matter that much, especially because you can't really buy spears. So yeah, an extra spear doesn't really matter. The Knight's Crest is droppable. I guess it's nice that you don't have to kill a boss to get it, but like, I don't really think that gives him much credit. I'm putting him up in A tier, but yeah, I definitely consider him one of the close to bottom units in A tier. He's still really good, so don't slouch on him, but I wouldn't say he's as good as like Maxime or Glass or these guys. Cameron. He shows up pretty early. He shows up like a chapter. Actually, does he show up a chapter after? I think he shows up a chapter after Eubans. Let me just find him. I mean, a chapter before. Because I don't know when Dragon's Gate is or whatever chapter he's in. I know he's in the same chapter with Darren. Cameron. Yeah, Dragon's Gate. So chapter 20. Actually, now I can check what Eubans' chapter is. Let's see. New Resolve. Nope. Kinship's Bond. Is this that's the chapter, right? Yeah, that's the chapter. So he shows up in 22. I was right, basically. So yeah. His stats. Yeah, his stats are on the lower side, but that's mostly because he shows up earlier. He's a paladin though, so because he's a paladin, he has 8 movement, which is excellent. He can easily get around the map. He also has decent weapon ranks. He's got B swords, B lance, C axes, so he can easily use all of the weapons and easily gain good control of the weapon triangle, which the weapon triangle doesn't matter that much, but it's always nice to have it. And C rank axes, you can use the hand axe and any axes he'd want to use, I imagine. B sword, B lances. He starts off the steel lance, weighs him down, I think. Steel sword weighs him down, drops the elixir, so it doesn't matter that much. It's nice though that he comes with an elixir because it means using him is a bit easier, because I find that he'll typically have taken a bit of damage, or he'll end up taking damage, and his defense is only 10, which is not bad, but like, he'll definitely take some damage from the enemies when you are using him, so him coming with an elixir is just nice and makes him easier to use. 5 luck, it's pretty low. I still think it's fine though. 13 speed. He's got good speed, which at least is something. 75% HP, 45% strength, 50% skill, 50% speed, 20 defense, 25 res, 5 luck. I noticed that this hack focuses a lot on offensive, like, paladins, and there aren't very many, like, defensive paladins. But, it's fair. I like offensive paladins, so I guess that's cool. But, yeah. He'll end up getting pretty good strength. He's level 4 as well, so he has a lot of levels to improve. So, yeah, he starts, I'd say, on the slightly below par, but, like, he's still really good. Like, he's still pretty good, because he's a 8-move paladin with 1-2 range and good weapon ranks and good, decent enough stats and good growths. With a 50% speed, he'll easily catch up in speed pretty fast and will easily end up having pretty high speed. Well, actually, he doesn't really need to catch up in speed. It's already good enough, but you know what I mean. I mean, he'll have better speed. So I'd put him in probably better than Maxime just because you get him earlier a couple chapters. Better than Glass, better than Zangoth. And I'm not putting him better than Iron. Is this Sealan? I think that's Sealan. Let me check. No, that's Oleg then. Where's Oleg? Wait. Okay, yeah, there's Oleg. I'll just put Oleg first. I consider him kind of a worse, whatever, Zangan. He's still good, though. It's just, I used him when I used Zangan, so because of that, I kinda felt like a bit miffed with how he performed. However, I'd still consider him very good. He starts off with 19 strength. Let me check his growth looks real quick. Yeah, he has 50 strength, so he'll easily probably end up capping strength at the end of the game, which capping strength doesn't matter that much, but it means he'll hit like a truck. He's got 8 speed, which is, for when you get him, it's still pretty early. It's like a chapter or two before Dragon's Gate, so it's like about mid-game. So it's not as huge of an issue, but it's still pretty bad, especially when he has a 15% speed growth. Yeah, he's not getting much very fast, which is, but yeah, you gotta deal with it. Wait. Okay, yeah, I was looking at something and got a bit confused. But yeah, 19 strength, good, 10 skill, a bit shaky, but, oh yeah, never mind, he doesn't have a good skill growth, yeah. He might be a bit shaky during the later chapters, but it's still good, just, he might have some shaky hit rates, like 60s, and maybe some 50s once in a while, but I still wouldn't consider that the worst. 3 luck, he's going to be fairly unlucky, but he's got like a 30% luck growth, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, okay, good. For a second I thought I was on Cameron. Yeah, 45% defense, which he's got decent defense. He'll get pretty bulky at least, which is something. It's not the worst. He'll at least be able to do some stuff with survivability. Why won't it leave? Okay, there, it left. Okay. 8 res. Yeah, he's got 25% res. I mean, he's a warrior. You don't expect him to be very res bulk. So he might have some slight issues with, like, magical units. But it's not an insane issue. You just will have to keep that noted. 13 con. That's slightly lower con, actually. But it's still good con. He'll be able to use a few of the axes and bows without getting weighed down. 6 move. A-rank axes, he'll easily be able to use pretty much all of the axes in the game, besides the S-rank axes, but that only matters at the very end of the game. D-rank bows, I remember finding that a slight issue occasionally, but it still never is that big of an issue. He can use the, like, steel bow easily, and he won't get weighed down by it, so I don't think that matters. I don't know the exact weight of the steel bow, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't get weighed down. And he comes with a steel bow, which is nice. I often found using the warriors was a good way to get rid of my bows, because I never really used archers and such, so that's at least something. His starting inventory is good. That's one thing he does have. He's got a killer axe, which the killer axe does somewhat help mitigate the fact he ends up having a low skill. A steel bow, which it's nice because he's not weighed down by it at least, and it'll do pretty big damage. So yeah, and he has a hero crest, which you can normally get it by stealing. However, I will give him the fact that because it's not droppable, I will give him that because you have to steal it. So it means you don't have to bring a thief potentially if you're going to recruit him. So I will give him that, but I won't make it seem like that big of an advantage. It'll just be like a slight advantage. So yeah, I put him, I'm gonna say like top of B tier. He's definitely good and he's very usable, but like the main reason I'm putting him up so high is because he has decent availability. I'm gonna put him below Busan. And I'll put him below Ursula, but that's it. I'm not going to put him below Linus. The main reason Linus is so low is because I just feel Ursula is just better, and he has worse availability. Seelan. Seelan is, yeah, that's another case of a really good unit screwed by their recruitment. It's slightly hard to recruit him due to the fact that you have to not kill him and also get to him, and his map does not make it easy. It's a very defensive-oriented map, and because of that, it ends up being a slight pain to recruit him because you also have to get your Lord close to him and talk to him. It's possible to recruit him, and it's not the hardest, but it's definitely a nuisance, and you might end up losing a character when trying to do it. So, I won't count it hugely against him, but I'll count it the same way I did with Busan. His bases are good. He's got 12 strength, 9 speed, 11 skill, 10 luck, and 8 defense. So I'd say he's kind of Busan level. However, he has bows, which isn't a huge issue because he also starts off as level 15, so he's not getting that many levels. So at least at a fast rate. So I recommend early promoting him as soon as you can. And he does start off with a longbow, which the longbow, I think, is a pretty good weapon, especially because he has such high strength. For what point in the game this is, I think this is like, I'd consider it like the very end of the early game. But yeah, you get him fairly early, which is the reason why I'd consider him good. But yeah, his speed is lower than the average enemy nomad, but it still isn't horrible, so I wouldn't say he's bad. He comes with a steel bow, which, the iron bow is definitely better for him because it weighs, the steel bow I think weighs him down. He has the dragon shield droppable though, so I won't cut him that slack that much. You could have just already killed him and got the dragon shield, so I don't think you should be given credit for having something you could have already gotten. But yeah, I'd say he's definitely good. I'm saying he's, especially because when he promotes, he's extremely good. Because he will have the promotion bonuses. He'll be able to use swords, which swords are not amazing to get. It would have been preferable if he had like javelins or something, but still being able to have one range is nice. And his growth rates aren't bad. Like, he's got 75% HP, 40% strength, 60 skill, 40 speed, and then low everything else. So yeah, he'll easily be able to recoup that speed, that slight speed deficit, and easily be able to gain even more strength and hit more harder. He will be slightly less on defense and such, but it doesn't matter that much because he's a ranger, so he mostly will be, you know, not on the front lines, but he'll still be able to do some frontline combat. He can also talk to Heath in Kinship's Bond, which isn't that good, but he can do that. So yeah, I definitely consider him like better than Linus, better than Ursula, but I'm not saying he's better than Busan. Not ya boy Busan. Uhai. I consider him better than Kenneth, better than Eubans, better than Maxime, better than Glass, better than Zangief, better than Cameron, better than Aiden, That's where he goes. I'd say he's like a Jagan 2.0. He's got amazing stats, especially for how early in the game you get him. Like, you get him chapter 19. That's pretty damn early. And he starts off with 16 strength, 15 skill, 13 speed, 4 luck, 13 defense, 14 res, 10 con, 8 move. So he has really good bases, and he's a nomadic trooper, or yeah, nomadic trooper. So he has 8 mobility and A rank in bows, so he can easily use all the bows in the game right from the get-go, and B rank in swords. And his starting inventory is also very good. He starts off with a killing edge, which you basically only have one killing edge at this point in the game, and that's Geese. And the killing edge is a really good weapon, so having another one is just excellent. So it means you can use it on some bosses and easily get some kills with crits and such. A longbow, which like I said earlier, I consider the longbow pretty good because it has its niches in some scenarios. So I think that's a pretty good inventory. A short bow, which the short bow is just basically a worse bow. There's no reason to use the short bow unless you're fishing for that like 11 or 12% crit, which why? And Orion's bolt, which doesn't matter. Not gonna give it to him, but yeah. He's definitely a good unit. I'd say he's kind of like a Marcus 2.0. Well, actually, more just a Jagan 2.0, because if we were going with Marcus 2.0, then he'd have to have good growths, and well, ooh, these aren't good growths. He's got 55 HP at least, but yeah, 20% strength. There's a chance. It's not likely, but there's a chance. 30% skill, 25% speed. This is probably the one you'd want the most as well, because he has 13 speed. He'll probably get like a couple levels in speed. Like, I imagine by the end of the game he'll have 16 or 17 speed, because he also starts level 7, which is nice. 10% defense, 15 res, 25% luck. I definitely say he's a good unit. He makes the early game much easier, and you can use him until the end of the game. He just becomes kind of at the end game. Like, I'd say he suffers the most from fall off at this point in the game, but he's still very good. The main reason Todor is above him is because he suffers from fall off a lot less than Uhai, but Uhai is still a very, very good unit, especially because he has 8. The main reason he's higher, because yeah, he does fall off later in the game, but he has the fact he has 8 move, which I think is one of the reasons why he's not like lower than maybe below glass or something. Hainz, I think this dude's name is Hainz, like Hainz Ketchup. He's a Lin mode unit. He's kinda bad. I wouldn't say bad as in you can't train him for very long in Lin mode. He only exists for 3 chapters. You gain him the chapter you gain Lucius, but it's the very end of the chapter you gain him, so in reality you have 2 chapters to train him, and because of that there really isn't much time to train him, and he has pretty shabby bases, where is he? Hainz Ketchup. The man of the Hainz. Yeah, he's got 3 strength, 3 skill, 5 speed, 3 luck, 3 defense, 3 res. Yeah, these stats are terrible. The only thing he has going for him is the fact he has 5 speed. Yeah, that's it. That's it. His growth rates are fucking amazing, though. Let me find Heinz's growth rates. 55 HP, 55 strength, 60 skill, 80 speed. He is speed. Also, he has high con for some reason, so that speed, yeah, he won't get weighed down. I think he's one of the few guys who actually isn't weighed down by flux at base. Let me actually find flux tome weight. Yeah, he is one of the few units not weighed down by flux, which is pretty damn good. It's not that good, actually, but yeah. When you get him in Lin mode, he'll still be suffering, even if you did train him. I mean, when you get him in Hector mode, he'll still be suffering from his bases, but he'll be at least somewhat better than in Lin mode, because, you'll have trained him up a bit. So he'll still be suffering from his bases, but he's I'd say I still recommend using him because of how amazing his growth rates are. He is suffering from his 15% defense growth. He does suffer a lot from that with his 3% defense. I mean, 3 defense. But I think it's fine because he's a druid. Druids are good because 1-2 range and dark magic and having the ability to use healing staves. He starts off level 5, so it's somewhat easy to get him to the level where he can promote. I don't know if I recommend early promoting, though, because of how much he needs these levels. But, yeah, I definitely say he's a good unit. I'm not going to put him in A tier because of how much training he needs. I am going to put him above, like... I'm going to put him in between Ursula and Linus. He's definitely a good unit, but he needs training, which is the issue. A lot of these units can just be used on the get-go. Like, Busan can be used pretty much on the get-go. You might need to be a bit careful with him, but yeah. Uh, uh, Denning. I have a message, Lord Nurgle. I don't remember the line. But yeah, he's good. You only have him for 2 chapters, so because of that I have to put him lower. But he's good. If he had... I'll put him here. Actually, I'm putting him here just because he has bows. Sorry, Lord, Denning, you have to get at the bottom for now. Oh yeah, he has the personal weapon. Yeah, not much to say about the personal weapon. It's just nice. It's a 1-3 range bow. That's it. It's got better stats than the longbow. I like the longbow, so yeah, he's got that, I guess. It's cool. He starts off with a longbow and a silver bow. It's nice. It means you have somebody to give all the bows to. So I guess cool. He starts off with 19 strength, good. 20 skill, accurate. 19 speed, will be fast as fuck. 0 luck, that's bad, but he's at least an archer, so he won't have to worry about close range. 15 defense, which is pretty good considering he's an archer. 23 res, you can't kill him with magic at least, and his growth rates are, I think, the best in this hack. Yeah, like, not including... No, wait, yeah. I meant earlier, with Todor, I'm not including Denning, if I didn't say that. Because, yeah, Denning's growth rates are just broken as hell. Mostly because they knew he was a meme, so, you know, gotta make the meme unit have amazing growth rates. And to be fair, he kinda doesn't really need them that much, because he already has such amazing growth rates. Basically such good bases. Just giving them growth rates basically makes him cap out strength, cap out skill, maybe cap speed. Because what's his speed growth? Yeah, no. He caps, like, all 4 of these ones. Maybe not HP, but he'll still have... He also has 54 HP, so he's bulky as hell. 145 defense, so he's going to get even more bulky. 255 res, so he might cap res. And 0 luck, which... Yeah, he's not going to... He might get crit, but with, like, the amount of defense he will have, presumably... Oh, wait, yeah, he only has 1 level. I forgot about that, but still, really good growth. So, he might not necessarily cap out the stats like I was thinking, but he'll still have very high stats, and these just make him even better. And a 10 might, 85 hit longbow is good. Really good. Who next am I doing? What the hell is this dude's name again? I know he's like Wire's like BFF, his like cousin or brother or something. Damien. Damien Wayne. Alright, Mr. Damien. Oh yeah, he was the super bulky paladin with 6 speed. Or in like an Ellwood mode, he had 5 speed, which yeah, doesn't matter that much. Yeah, he's got high strength and he's basically a general in disguise as a paladin. If you used him in Ellwood mode, good job, you have a killing edge. If you didn't, good job, you now have a steel lance, which is ouch, but he's still good because he's got good weapon ranks. D rank lances is because A rank swords isn't that good. It means if you're trying to get S rank lances, you'll have to manage the swords, but it doesn't matter that much. It's just an annoyance if you're trying to get him to use the Rex Hosta or something, which I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter at all to the gameplay. He's good. He's bulky as hell. His growth rates are good. They decide to say, you know that massive defense he has? Yeah, let's not invest into that. Let's give him no defense buffs, and instead give him a 50% speed growth and 50% strength. So he's very usable because of his high defense. He's a general in disguise as a paladin, so he's got high move and he's got high strength. His speed is lacking, so for a while he will get doubled. However, because of his high speed growth, if you can get him a couple levels, he'll eventually recuperate and eventually just start doubling himself. And because of his high strength growth, he's going to hit like a truck again, like a lot of units in this hack. It's also got high 70% HP growth rate, so even going to be more bulky. And also a 25% res. Doesn't matter that much, but hey, he's going to be even more bulky. The more bulk, the better. Starts off with steel lance and a steel sword, so gonna hit like a truck even more. He has low speed though, and I do think he is weighed down by the steel lance, so that is something to note. But it is something that he has. I'd consider him an A tier unit because you get him fairly early. He's the first paladin you get, so I consider him better than Glass, better than Zangan. I'd say he's worse than Cameron, but he's still very, very good. He's still an A tier unit. A lot of units in this hack are A tier or B tier. Him. He's the first C. I want to put him in C tier, but he wasn't that bad. I mean, I want to put him in C tier, but he's a paladin. I mean, if he wasn't a paladin, Pascal would be like, wait, that's Pascal, right? I'm gonna Pascal. Yeah, that's Pascal. Now I just need to find Pascal's bases. This is another case of a growth unit because his bases are 19 strength. Okay, that's good. 14 skill. Oh yeah, that's good. 11 speed. That's good. 11 luck, 13 defense, 9 res, 12 con. These stats seem good, Max. What do you mean? I mean, Alan. Yeah, he starts off in chapter 25. That's like starting to get into late game. Oh, well, that's still not that bad. I mean, assuming he's he's level 14. Yeah, it takes... He does not have very many levels. They knew that he wasn't very good, so they were like, okay, we'll just give him high growths. Let me find Pascal's growths. Sorry, it's going to take me 12 years to find Pascal's growths. Okay, there. 90% HP. He needs it. He needs everything he can get. 80% strength. He'll hit like a truck at least. 40% skill. That's good. He'll be semi-accurate. He needs the accuracy. He's already got good skill, though, so he'll take anything he can get, though. 75% speed. He'll take anything he can get. 15% defense. Yeah. 5% res. He'll get hit pretty hard by magical units, but it doesn't matter that much, right? 10% luck. Yeah, it's fine, actually. Yeah, he suffers from the fact that he ends up becoming hard to level up, and he'll still won't have very high stats. Like, even when you level him up, he'll have decent speed if you can get him to level 20. He'll have, like, 17 speed, but you'll have to get him to that point. And I find that leveling him up that fast is a big issue because you can't train him that easily because of how his EXP to killing ratio ends up diving so fast that, yeah, he ends up being a pretty bad unit. I would consider him a C tier unit, but because he is a paladin, he barely escapes, and instead is better than, like, these two units, just because he's a paladin. He also has pretty bad weapon ranks. Like, the B rank barely, I think, saves him, because, yeah, he can use javelins and shit, but if he was, like, C rank or below, then I'd maybe put him in C tier. I mean, he'd still be able to use javelins on C rank, but like, then he wouldn't be able to have access to a lot of the lances. So like, yeah, he survives, but I really wish I could put him in C tier if he wasn't a paladin. He's not good. It's just not. It's not worth using him. He is a pain to use. This Bacher? Yeah, this is Bacher. Yeah, he kind of suffers from the same problem Hainz has, but this time, it's slightly worse because it's another chapter, so that means he only exists for, like, 2 Lin mode chapters. Woohoo! Let's go! We can train this unit up for a couple more chapters. Who has the worst bases on the planet? Yay! 6 strength! Woohoo, guys! It's better than Heinz at least. 7 speed. Okay, yeah, I should probably 7 speed, not the worst. Especially for Lin mode. Let's check his growths out. Maybe it'll be decent. Bayard. Yeah, 50 strength. Yeah, he'll get decent strength. 55 skill. Okay. 50 speed. He's got a good speed growth. So he'll become pretty fast. 40 defense. He's got that for him. He'll be pretty bulky, presumably, if you get lucky. And he's level 7, so yeah, he'll not gain as much XP, but it's still fine. You can promote him pretty fast. 25% res, and res doesn't matter that much. It's Lin mode. 30 luck. Yeah, that's fine. Luck isn't that important, and he's gonna have a lot of levels. B rank swords, steel sword. Steel sword's not that good, but I don't think he's weighed down by the steel sword, actually. I think he's, like, barely not weighed down by the steel sword. Yeah, he is... Wait. Yeah, he is barely not weighed down by the steel sword. So he has that going for him, at least. Which isn't that good, but, hey, he's not weighed down. It's slightly less inaccurate than the iron sword, but, hey, he's not weighed down. He'll hit harder with that 6 base strength. He has 24 HP, which is alright, I guess. It's not amazing, but hey, it's 24 HP. Yeah. And when you get him in Hector mode, he'll not have very good stats, because even if you trained him, at best he'll be like level 14, which, yeah, means stats will be decent, but they aren't going to be amazing. They're going to be like maybe slightly below average, or maybe average. So he'll have that, but then if you insta-promote him, it'll take a lot more units to kill, which you basically should, in my mind, just because I always insta-promote no matter what, for some reason. I'd still consider him better because he's got 1-2 range and a lot of availability in a lot of these units, but is he better than Hainz? Yeah, he's better than Hainz. The only, actually, no. The more I think about it, Hainz is actually pretty damn terrible. Like, you can't be as bad as Hainz. The only reason he survives is because he is a growth unit in the very early game. If he was any later, then yeah, he'd be terrible, but he barely survives, I think. I might put him, actually, I'll put him above Denning. Denning's... I feel bad for Denning, but yeah. Bayard is still good. It's just... Oh yeah, he also has Silencer. They, for some reason, decided to give him Silencer. I don't know why. He has Silencer, though. He can silence our enemies. It never matters, because you're going to have to get that 30% crit chance with a Killing Edge, which... you're never going to have a Killing Edge, because you don't really get Killing Edges until late game in this pack, and, like, you're going to have to pray for that Silencer crit. So, I guess it's cool. It's flashy. I'm going to put him lower than Ursula. Yeah. He's just, yeah. He's not terrible. He's a hero. He has 1-2 range. He's a Lin mode unit, so you can train him. His bases will be a bit You can still use him. He does, I feel like, have low defenses, so you will have to worry about that for a while, but he'll eventually recuperate. He ends up being good in end game, but in early game, he's like, I'd say baddish. Mid game, he's alright, so yeah. Who is this dude? I know who he is, but, like, I don't remember if it's George or Kame. I can't tell the difference between those two. Somebody tell if you know the difference. Like, that's just impressive. Like, these guys are just the most unrememberable. Is this the right? Yeah, this is the right one. His thing. He's got 22 res, capped res, instantly best unit in the game. Capped res. Nah. He's. I'd say he's just worst Linus. He comes a chapter after, and has like 22 strength, 19 skill, 15 speed, 0 luck, 16 defense, 22 res, 13 con. I think his advantage is just that he has more levels he can level up, and his growth rates are alright. Yeah, he's got 125 HP, so he'll be bulky as hell. And with that 22 res, he's a mage killer. He's got that. He's got the same defenses, I think. I think he has the same defense as Linus. The more I look at him, the more I just see the worst Linus. Just Mimi Linus. He's got 40 strength. So, like, instead of a unit who has cap strength, you'll have a unit who will probably have cap strength. Because you got 4 levels. He'll probably will, unless you just get really stat screwed. But, hey, he probably will. 30% skill. Hey, he might get more accurate. He might. 20 speed. Yeah. That's worse speed than Linus. It's only by 1, but it's still worse. And he doesn't even have the inventory because his tomahawk is droppable. Nice. 0 luck. Nice, he's got that 0 luck stat. Actually, no, he might get a singular luck, guys. He's good. Come on, he's good at the game. 22 res. Like, yeah, that's his whole thing. He's a mage killer. He's good, but I'm putting him. I don't want to put him below. Yeah, that's where he goes. I'm putting him there. Yeah. Okay. No, not Dorcas. I meant boys. Boys! Speedy Armor Knight, Speedy Armor Knight, Speedy Armor Knight. Yeah, nah, I'm getting... Boys is pretty hype, actually. He's definitely, I'd say, the best general in this hack. I say he doesn't make... He's still in B tier. He doesn't escape all the other Armor Knights who are going to be in C and D tier, but he's definitely, like... Not good because he's an Armor Knight. He gets right here. You get him. His bases are 14 strength. He hits like a truck, like all of the Armor Knights you get at this point in the game. 10 skill. He's accurate. 5 speed. And it looks low for now, but then you look at his growth as a speed growth rate, and it's like, oh, that's pretty good. That's real good. Where the hell is boys, guys? Come on, where are my boys? Where are the boys? 40% speed. That is higher than all of his other stats. And he is really early. He's level 13 at, the third chapter in the game you get him. And he's got a lot of time to get better, and he can also be early promoted, and his stats are still, like, his other stats are still good. So yeah, you look at him and think, oh, okay, this is alright, and you look at his growths and think, oh, okay, this is alright, but then you remember, he's the third chapter in the game, you got so long, you can easily early promote him because he's level 13. Yeah, he won't get EXP as fast, but I still think he's a very good unit, and probably the best of the generals. I might be overhyping him, and I might now be blinded by bias because of the pure sight of boys and his amazing bald head. Also, ouch for his character ending. They were really just like, oh yeah, we killed him because he killed the Count, despite him working with the good guys for the entire route and easily carrying. Praise the great and almighty Lord, boys. No bias here. Yeah, he's alright, though. Sophia. I don't know what to say about her. They kind of did her dirty, honestly. She's really good, yeah, but she's so late game. She does help a lot during the late game, so I'll consider her better than these guys, but she falls off at what feels like pretty fast. Like, in like the final 2 chapters, it's like she does nothing. She does do some stuff, but she has no growth rates. Like, nothing. She will not improve. which, I mean, I guess she can stand it, but like having 0-0 on all growth rates still hurts. She does have good stats at least, but like, yeah, she's got. Oh, okay, yeah. She's got. Actually, no, yeah, she can stand it better than I remembered. I might have used her on normal mode. I don't remember. I'm like my first ever playthrough, I played normal mode, so I do not. I might have been thinking of that. Her stats are still weaker, though. She'll be good for most of the game, and I'd say, yeah, her main problem is availability. You get her after Ursula. I'm going to put her higher. I'll put her right here. That feels fair. Actually, I feel like I shouldn't have Kane be so low. Kane is... on one hand, I want to put Kane higher, but on one hand, he has 22 res, and that's it. That's his thing. He is literally just worse Linus. I'll put her here. He's still really good. Only issues availability. And 0 growth rates. I just wish he had some growth rates. That's it. Bartre. This is like the second best armor knight. He has no speed though. His thing is defense and res. He is just an actual iron ruin in disguise. He also has pretty high stats in general though. I mean, like strength. His speed is like the only real issue. Where is your boy Bartre? Yeah, 25% strength. Ooh. He has high strength, though, so it doesn't matter that much. It's just, you know. It hurts a bit. Like, yeah, he has 15 base strength. Yeah, he's good. 20% skill, 12% skill. He's accurate. 5%, not percents, I need to stop saying percents. 5 speed. 5 speed's not good, but hey, it doesn't matter when you can take Ursula's bolt and like nothing. 4 luck, yeah, he has a crit chance, especially considering he has no luck. No, wait, he does have luck. Never mind. I missaw that. Okay, yeah, he's good. He'll be good eventually, and he's level 8, so he'll easily get levels. 12 defense, 12 res, 14 con. Let's look at his these growths. 55 defense. All right, that's pretty good. He'll be really bulky. 45 res. Damn, he's a mage killer. And he already starts off with 12 res. Sorry, my voice died there for a second. But yeah, he starts off with 12 res. He's got high stats. These are high defensive stats. He's not going to die. And 40 luck, he's not going to get crit either, unless he gets really damn unlucky. He can take hits incredibly easy and do some pretty good damage, because, like, yeah, he's got 25% strength growth, but he starts off with 15 speed, and he's got 80 HP, so he's just gonna get bulkier and bulkier in the HP department, and bulkier in the defense and res department. His inventory is average for, wait, why doesn't he, oh, wait. Does he drop the Steel Lance and Hector? I'm going to assume he's not, so I can give him the fact that he has a Steel Lance, so that's even more damage, and he has the con to be able to carry it. So this is why Bartre is a very good unit. He's actually secretly an S tier unit if you just look at his stats and calculate the growth rates. But yeah, the Javelin is good. That's honestly the main thing about his inventory. He carries a Javelin. And, like, yeah, you can buy javelins, but you won't have that much gold at this point. So, just the javelin's nice, I guess. It's not amazing, but something. He's definitely low B, though. I'm not gonna actually be clouded by bias that badly. I do love defensive units, though, so he does have that. If you want to have a fun time, use Bartre. And see, just in the end of the game, nobody doing a single point of damage to Bartre. Even the magical units, 0. He's just, unit feel-wise, he is the best. Darren, yeah, he's good, I guess. I'd say he's, like, technically the second best general in the game, but, like, that's just because he starts off with decent stats. They're good. They're good when you get them. And he has really good growth rates for some reason. Like, I get why he would have, like, good growth rates. but not like good growth rates. Like 16 strength. That's pretty damn good. He'll hit like an absolute gigaloth of a truck. Actually, that's like the same as the guy before, but we won't talk about that. I use my phrasing. 9 skill. That's slightly inaccurate. Hopefully his skill growth will pick that back up. 9 speed. That's actually pretty good. Like, when compared to all the other armor knights and generals, that's not that bad. He won't get doubled by like a few of the slower units, especially considering he's like mid-game now. 2 luck. Alright, he might get crit occasionally, but it's fine. I mean, they might have barely crit chance. 16 defense. He's a wall of steel. He won't get hit that hard. 14 res. He's a wall of steel. He won't get hit that hard. 15 con. He won't get weighed down by anything, which doesn't matter that much. 5 move. That's, once again, the only disadvantage of these units. If they weren't generals, they'd be much higher. They do have 1-2 range, which is at least nice. Now let's look at his growth rates. Boop. 55 HP, 35%. Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong one. Yeah, 130 HP. Chance that it'll get 2 HP. Not that amazing, but hey. 60 strength. Cap strength, most likely. He's level 5. Yeah. So yeah, he'll probably cap strength by the end of the game, and either way, he'll have high strength throughout your playthrough, especially because of how many levels he'll have. 55 skill. That skill issue most likely will be solved, unless you are getting really RNG screwed. 70 speed. Why does he have so high speed? 65 defense. Yeah, he'll most likely cap defense by the end of the game, and he'll just, in general, be very bulky. 15 res. Kinda doesn't really matter when he starts off with 14 res, guys. 25% luck. Lucky boy. Lucky boy. Yeah, no, that's the only thing I can see him having a problem with is his luck. So yeah, where did I put him? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Wire. It's time. We're on the wire. I'm gonna do him last, so that way I can say it's up to the wire, or make some shitty joke like that. Limstella. This feels wrongdoing, but she's worse than Sonya. Like, she falls into the Renault scenario, where you only have her for the very final chapter, and there really isn't much of a point to use her. Like, yeah, she's got really high stats, but like, yeah, they're still not that good. 26 magic. Woohoo. Well, actually, no, I think it's actually 25 because they lower it due to the fact that you can't. She also has 60 HP instead. 21 defense. That's cool. It's nice. 25 res. It's cool. That's nice. She's not gonna die. Except for the fact that all the units in the final chapter are strong as heck. By the way, she doesn't exist for the Krishna chapter. Because magic? No. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that. 0 luck? She might get crit, but it's fine. She's bulky enough to handle it, except for the fact that in the final chapter everyone is strong as hell, so she has to worry about that. 18 speed? She might not get doubled, except for the fact in the final chapter everyone's fast as hell, so she probably will. 22 skill? She's going to hit hard. She's not going to miss. Probably. She has Vimbervolt, which is, for once a time, I will actually say Vimbervolt is a good thing to have in... Oh, wait, it's droppable. Never mind, it's fine. It's not good. Bolting. You might get Bolting. You'll have to either play it super slow and be... in order to get it, since you can't get into our Bolting ranges. And, yeah, getting Bolting still isn't that useful. It's just nice because now you can have somebody just bolting the enemies during the final chapter, but it's still not that cool. Her main advantage is the fact she has S-rank staves, and yeah, she will always have S-rank staves. I used her twice. When she goes down back to A-rank in both stuff, when you use an attack of hers, she'll always get S-rank staves, which is the one thing which makes her instantly worse, because the only other thing I can see you doing with her, besides just being a staff bot, is having the S-rank animatone. So pretty much she's just better Renault. That's all she really is. better Renault. Also, 0 growths. That instantly makes her the worst unit in the game. Instantly worse. Totally bad. 0 growths is so important. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. But yeah, she's the first unit in C tier just because of her availability is so terrible. It's just, yeah. Bernard. Yeah, he's D tier. I don't think I need to explain this too hard. He has, like, okay. He has like a 4 speed. Oh, that's pretty bad. He's gonna get doubled by everything, especially in the next chapter, the pirate chapter. 16 speed. Oh, that's not. That's. I mean, 16 strength. That's good. That's yeah. 33 HP. That's pretty bulky. It's a bit on the low side, but 10 skill. He'll be slightly inaccurate. Still accurate, but you know. 2 luck. Oh, that might mean he get crit in the pirate chapter. 14 defense, that's actually slightly lower than most of the armor knights. 11 res. Oh, that's still pretty good. 15 con. Oh, he's gonna be able to use all the axes easily, like every single other general. 5 move. Oh, okay. He's a 1 range general. Level 1 general. Yeah, the problem with him is that, C rank lances, E rank axes. That's a slight issue, but hey, it's fine. It's fine. Let's look at his growth rates. They're probably not that good. Yeah, they're pretty damn good. But it kind of doesn't matter. Because, like, for the next, like, 5 chapters, he's going to perform terribly. Because everything will be able to do a lot of damage to him and double him. And he can't really do shit. And also, he's a general, so, you know, you gotta deal with the promotion growth rates, which, because he's level 1, it at least makes it better, but he's still not that good. His starting inventory has a steel axe. Yay, it's a steel axe, how good. He has a javelin. Yay, it's a javelin, how good. I know I said earlier with Bartre, but that's still not amazing. It's nice, I guess, but, like, not that good of a starting inventory. So yeah, his growth rates are the only thing that save him from being terrible, and I'd still consider him not very good because you have to get multiple level ups, and for like, he's a general, so he doesn't have that good move, so giving him kills isn't going to be that easy, and he's a general, so the more levels he gets, it'll be harder to train him. So you really have to pray on each and every level that you level everything, which, well, besides like res and luck, because you can't. They're 10 and 20. Good luck. But yeah, 105 HP, he'll at least always get HP. And there's a chance he'll get that extra HP, which you want. 75% strength. Hey, it's 75% strength. It's nice. It's good. It's good. You need it. You need every point of strength you can get. You need him to hit harder. 70 skill. Yeah. You need it. Any accuracy you can get. Speed, you really need that speed, because, yeah, they're gonna hit you hard. Defense, yeah, you also need every defense point you can get, because that speed and luck is really hurting you. And, yeah, the defense is still not terrible, it's just slightly on the lower side when compared to the rest of the armor knights, and because he's a general, he'll need some training. 10 res, yeah, 20 luck, yeah. Overall, he's not actually that bad, I don't think, but I must still keep him in D tier, because he is a general with low rep and ranks and low stats, and the only thing saving him are the fact he has high growth rates in these ones. There are just better units who can do his job. Him! What is his purpose? What is Jerme's purpose? What is his purpose? Oh, he's supposed to be an offensive assassin. You get Jafar literally the next chapter later. Jafar has better stats in every single one except skill. He is a worse Jafar in every way. The only thing that saves him is you get him a chapter earlier, so that means you can have an assassin on Battle Before Dawn. How useful. Oh, well, maybe he has a good starting inventory. He has not the rune sword. I wish he had the rune sword. It'd be cool. He has a light brand, but it's dropped upon defeat. Even if he got that light brand, that would be his whole thing, but he'd still not be very good. He'd be like, just, oh yeah, it's a free light brand. He's got 18 strength. Okay, that's alright. It's not amazing. If you look at it purely from just a non-comparison standpoint, then okay, yeah. Also, he has worse growth than Jafar. Like, his growth rates are terrible. The only thing he's got is he's got skill and speed. No strength. You're not capping that. No defense. No res. No luck. And he also only has, like, 7 level ups. Which is not terrible, but, like, still. It's the same amount of Jafar, but Jafar actually has growth rates-ish. Like, he's got... Oh, wait, no. His growth rates are better, but only barely. Like, barely, and in stats that don't really matter that much. So, yeah. So, yeah, Jerme just does not perform well because even if you do use him, assassins aren't really that good. Like, there's 6 move, yeah. Not good. One range, yeah, he does come with the light brand, yeah, but that's only 25 uses, and it's still not that good of a 1-2 range weapon. It's not horrible, but it's not that good. 18 strength, alright, it's on the weaker side, especially when you're using swords. 20 skill, he's accurate at least. 19 speed, he's going to double everything at least, especially because he's got a high speed growth. That's his only thing. 10 luck, alright. 10 defense, he's going to be hitting pretty hard. Get hitting pretty hard, but hey. 14 res, he's a mage killer. 6 con, he's going to get weighed down by a lot of the swords, but hey. Yeah, there's not really much of a reason to use him. There really isn't. He's definitely better than that. But, like, he's not going to get any better than this. And, like, he gets pretty worse pretty fast. Pretty bad pretty fast, I mean. I have an unbridled hatred to what they did to Jerme, and I don't know why. Like, he isn't even terrible. He's just so generic. Like, there's literally no reason not to use Jafar over Jerme, and I feel like that's kind of a crime. The only reason not to is in case you're doing like an Iron Man or something where you're like, oh no, Jafar died. Well, can't reset the chapter. Time to use Jerme. Except for you don't even know if Jafar's gonna die yet. The only reason I can see it is purely if you're wanting to do Battle Before Dawn niche and, have that 8 range, see in the dark, really good, open lock chicks, you have lock picks and be able to open chests, and yeah, that's it really. He can also be offensive a bit. Still not very good. Yeah, he still gets... I'm still going to put him in C tier. I don't care. Wire. Now we're down to the Wire. The final character. Where am I going to put him? It's top of C tier. I said top of C tier. Okay. I said top of C tier. Okay. Wire. Where's Wire? 85% HP. 45 strength. 35 skill. 15 speed. That's what really hurts him hard. If he just had a higher speed growth, and especially considering he has low stats, mostly because he's, the first boss in the game, he does have 11 strength and 14 defense, which is all he's got. He still doesn't have much, but it's all he's got. 4 speed, not good. He's going to get doubled by basically everything after the, beginning of the game stops. For a bit, he won't be, but yeah, after a while, he will be. He's got 13 con at least. 2 res. He's going to get hurt pretty hard by magical units, especially considering he has 10 res. 50 defense. He's going to get bulky eventually. 45 strength. He's going to hit harder, which is at least nice. He's got 11 strength though, and hitting harder doesn't necessarily matter when you don't double. 29 speed. Wait, I mean HP, not speed. If it was speed, he'd be the best unit in the game. No, not really. Actually, yeah, probably. Maybe, if he wasn't a general. 85 HP. I guess he'll get more HP. He starts off level 7, so he can get some levels and early promote, which is nice. He has a vulnerary, which you can steal with Matthew, so I mean, I guess it's nice just to have a vulnerary, but I'm not going to really count it for him. He has an Iron Lance, which in the early game I do say it's a slight problem with weapons, because the only shop is the chapter in which you eliminate all the units, and potentially getting that shop is annoying sometimes. So honestly, just having a weapon in like the first like 5 chapters makes you better. But that's still not really much at all, because it's an Iron Lance. I'm not going to cut any of these units like much more of an excuse. He's not horrible as a unit the later you go, but he does have his issues. He just feels like a really generic general. He is just a general. Like, if you literally took a general and gave it to you, he'd be that general. He is definitely the worst of the armor knights, but he's still very usable. He also has a personal weapon. I forgot to mention the personal weapons. They don't matter. You get them like Kaga, like the Battle Before Dawn. You get them in battle preps, or like whatever the chapter is where you go to the town and like you get a bunch of money. The chapter where you get her. I don't remember her name. In that town, you get the personal weapons, so you have to do that chapter, I think, to get the personal weapons. Busan has a 1-2 range wind sword. It's good. It's not much to say about it. He has a 2-3 range lance. It's not that good. It's nice, though. It's effective on infantry. So, like, swordmasters and heroes. Which basically means he's the anti-Linus, which is it. That he's good against Linus, and if there's any heroes, you can kill him. And swordmasters, it's not that good, though. It's not. He barely escapes, like, being worse than Limstella or Jerme. So yeah, that was all the units. Thank you for watching my video. Note